Carbon is a youth-led startup that focuses on finding innovative solutions for some of the challenges that our communities are facing. One of those challenges is an inadequate supply of energy, reliable and sustainable forms of energy on the market. As a country, we are losing close to 300,000 hectares of trees annually, and one of those reasons is through the cutting down of trees to produce charcoal. Charcoal is not only an unsustainable form of energy, it's also very harmful to women and children's respiratory tracts. So the solution that we came up with is the biogas training workshops. These training workshops have targeted farmers. So far, our actual target was 100. We have managed to train over 130 farmers who've come through to attend our workshops, gain knowledge, gain skill, and gain an understanding on green energy, which is biogas.
What is biogas? For those of us who don't know, biogas, how many of us know what biogas is? Okay, who's seen biogas before? Let me start like that. Who has seen biogas before? None of us have seen. One person has seen biogas. I like that. Anyone else who's seen biogas before? I'm getting 3 people seeing. Someone is asking, can you see gas? We'll continue with this one. I think we need to go back to our biology.
What is biogas? Okay, now this is the mixture of gas produced by methanogenic bacteria while acting upon biodegradable materials. Biodegradable material in an anaerobic condition. Okay, so biogas is about 20% lighter. It can only ignite at 650 degrees Celsius. Does something spark in your mind when I say 650 degrees Celsius? That's just how safe biogas is. It will never come on or explode, okay, at very low temperature. Like I said, 20 megajoules of energy in 1 cubic meter. 1 cubic meter means 1,000 liters, okay? And it burns at about 60% efficiency. Does anyone know the normal charcoal stove, the one we use? I'll just give you some numbers, 15 and 20%. How much energy are you losing from the trees if you're using your normal charcoal stove? Other than if even at least you moved away from that normal charcoal stove and went into using the advanced, what do you call them? The biomass stoves, the ones that have come with clay in there because they retain a lot of heat.
But when you are doing the construction, you have to select a size of a digester that suits your need before you do anything. The size for us has 3 parameters. We look at the quantities available of the waste. How much waste do you want to manage? You may have 200 animals and you want to manage all the waste. But then also look at the gas production capacity. If you produce that gas, where are you going to use it? Because if you produce more than that you can consume, you are actually adding more to the ozone layer and you are destroying the environment even more. So the capturing mechanism should not be you capture and release, no, you capture and burn or capture and use. So then you also look at the components where you say what is the available space at farmstead and also the economics of the household. How much are you willing to invest? It's not just okay, let me choose the biggest, what everyone in the village should know that he has the biggest biodigester. So the reality is you choose by looking at what you can afford economically, also the usage, and also the day-to-day operation and maintenance. I think he will emphasize more on that because you need to sustain it. And then you have to also do the layout. You don't just put up towards the permanent thing fixed in the ground. So you have to choose a site which is suitable. We are not going to drive your tractors, your vehicles and the like. Because underground, we don't want to create tension in terms of the vibration from heavy duty machinery, which will crack the dome and create leakages. So if you are choosing the fixed dome, you have to make sure the layout is well calculated, knowing that in the future you are not going to break and start saying, no, here I made a mistake. So you have to take time to analyze that. Then also digging of the pit is one of the steps. These are mostly done by casual workers. We call our helpers in the communities, the workers at the farm. They can do that with the instruction from the building company. Then we are also looking at the construction and foundation. So the builders technically analyze the soil and the setup of the land, if it's flooded or not flooded, if it's rocky or it's muddy. So they analyze the soil mechanisms and do a foundation that will suit the strength that we recommend. So all those things are taken into consideration. Then the walls, when you are plastering, you are building, all those auxiliary work. The skilled builders take time to build in a step-by-step approach to ensure that everything is sealed There should be no air going in and out of the dome on a shortcut way. There should only be the outlet chamber and the gas. That one was numbered 7, I think. So we also have the backfilling. After all this is done, the digester is buried, completely buried and leveled. You won't tell, you only see the outer components. The rest of the thing is an elephant under the ground.
So minimizing problems. Once a digester is built, it's very simple. Meaning the operation system is just as simple as put a key and on. The only need to do is, most problems are caused by us the users. You are invited to come and learn how that thing works and you're not using correctly, then you have a lot of problems. And if you look at the design itself, it's as simple as, it's a simple design. For example, the one that Engineer Jonas was showing us. The only job you need to do is just to fit, and everything goes inside. And once you fit, that's the only job you do. The rest, you just wait and wait for gas in the kitchen. No one will force the waste to come out. How many people have been forced, for example, you are forced to eat and you are forced to go to the toilet? Anyone who has been forced to go to the toilet? No one here. You just eat freely and everything goes out. And that's the way the digester works as well. You just feed it and everything just comes out on its own. So the mechanism of a digester is the mechanism of a human being. You just feed, the stomach will do its job.
Now we've heard of words. First was biogas, which we don't know. Because I asked, who knows what biogas is? Nobody. Just 2 people lifted up their hands. Now there's a new word, which is what? Energy. How many of us know what energy is? Energy? Energy? Okay, 1 hand, 2 hand, 3 hand. And then there's also climate change. Climate change? Anyone? Okay. I understand why we're here. No, we're in the right place. We are going to know these things. By the time we're leaving this place, we're going to be level 1 biogas experts.
Can everybody admire me?
It's cooked on biogas.
Yeah. Grandma enjoying.
And this project is fully funded by the Aspire Institute. We're also very grateful to work and partner with the Women's Entrepreneurship Access Center to implement this project.
One thing you must understand is that SMEs and farmers, you have a very critical role in tackling this animal or this challenge, which is climate change. And according to research, if we don't manage this, according to research, we are saying greenhouse gases emissions needs to be halved by 2030. And there is need for us, if possible, to have this net zero emissions not later than 2050.
The United Nations says climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. These shifts may be natural, but since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change. So the burning fossil fuels generate greenhouse gases, emissions that act like a blanket wrapped around the earth, trapping the sun's heat and raising temperatures. The main greenhouse gases that are causing climate change, carbon dioxide and methane. So these come from the using of gasoline. How many people came here driving? So it's not just about cutting down trees. Driving cars, also coal, especially those who are in industries. So the burning of coal also does produce these gases that are contributing to climate change. What should we do? What is your response? What are you doing about climate change? We have 4 options. 1, we do nothing about it. 2, we adapt. 3, we become resilient. 4, we mitigate climate change. So I think among these that I've mentioned, please gauge yourself, ask yourself, what am I doing about it? Am I doing nothing? A lot of people are doing nothing about climate change. Some have just heard about it, but we just think it's for other people to deal with, or maybe to know, or probably only people who are in certain sectors.
Our hope and our goal is to see more farmers live off-grid, to see more farmers access clean energy. As the world is moving towards a greener space and as the world is trying to reach net zero by 2050, we need to continue implementing these trainings, these workshops, so that more people are able to be educated not only about clean energy, but also are able to understand what exactly climate change is, what climate adaptation is, and what it means not only for themselves, but also for their future generations.